exercise type of thing? Like, are you out there with the, I want to say with the,
Are people starting to remove the flags over there?
is self-care selfish?
The Podical Sons.
What's up, y'all? Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show. The show where it is hilariously inappropriate, but intellectual beyond belief. Let's get it popping.
Let's get it started.
Like, comment, subscribe, all the above, all streaming platforms, all places possible. Search Podical Sons podcast. Podical Sons. Let's just spell it for the masses now, because apparently I had to spell it for a few people recently.
You had to spell it for a few people.
PODICALSONS podcast. On the socials at Podical Sons, and search for us. We there. Send your comments. Send your ask the sons there, and let's get it popping, man. What brought you joy this week, man?
I went bike riding. Yeah.
How you feel?
I feel good.
How long? When's the last time you went bike riding?
But might be like maybe 5 years.
Oh,
yeah.
Pandemic.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's what's up.
No, because you're right. I feel like a good portion of people and stuff that never really was bike riding like that. Because I guess when you hit a specific type of age, you just get elevated with car.
Right.
And you're like, there's not really too much of a purpose for the bike too much.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic kind of brought that world back. So you were on it from then. And then you just life was lifing.
Life was lifing. Went back to work and all that stuff, and just So this, the past few mornings, I've just been trying to get up before, the sun starts to make its evil ways, and get out there and just ride. So I started a route, just goes up a few blocks. On the side streets,
okay,
and then hit the main roads where there's
So you bike before work?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Try to get it in before just like I said before, the sun is just making its peak.
Yeah,
and just come in and then have a quick shower.
I'm about to say, what's that energy like? Let's say you went from a time where you didn't like biked before work.
Yeah.
How did you feel like in the morning time and
first
stuff before?
Couple of days, I want to say it was kind of just like just
before you bike.
Before bike.
Yeah,
well, I'm a morning person anyway, right? So
right, but then like I don't know how your energy is, because it takes a good amount of energy to like actually pedal and keep pedaling steady, right?
I was good.
Okay.
Just the start, like I said, like the first couple of days starting off, okay. That kind of like the ending.
Mm-hmm.
And then just that in between period of just trying to find that rest period before I actually have to now start the day was kind of rough, like for the first couple of days. But then, you know what I mean? I've gotten used to it now. So even like this morning, like I got up, I said, okay, you know what? Let me just go ahead and just do a quick ride around the block before I do anything else. And yeah, so I'm trying to make it as routine as possible. And it's easier now that my son's out of school, because I usually drop him to school in the mornings.
Ah, okay.
So that was kind of the issue. But now I'm up now because my routine doesn't change.
Right.
And I'm just sitting there waiting for work to start, right? So it's like, you know what? Let me just try and fill this time with some sort of activity.
So just because this is very interesting. So do you find it now, let's say, as a exercise type of thing? Like, are you out there with the, I want to say with the booty shorts out there with the tight top, showing off your nipples?
Yeah, I don't got an outfit yet.
Oh, okay. So you're still keeping it G.
Yeah,
you're still keeping it G.
Yeah.
All right, if it's still a G thing,
it's still a G thing. I probably look weird because, like I was telling you, like Milton is like bicycle city. So I see all of that: the helmet, the shorts, the team jersey. I'm like, y'all is like, you're serious.
So that's what I'm saying. So now it's not more of an exercise type of thing. Is it more like a mental like therapy?
More, yeah, I would say more of that. Right.
Okay,
yeah, I'd say more of that.
Okay,
yeah.
And then so that now with this shift that's taking place now,
right?
How do you feel yourself? Like let's say interaction to even like with people. Like, is it different? How are you like in traffic now when later after you get...
So I think in traffic, and again, now that we're off, like school's off, there's not much of it that I gotta fight through. So, I think I find myself,
Happier?
I would say calmer.
Calmer.
Yeah. Even though I wasn't that erratic.
Yeah, you're not a high strung person.
Yeah, but even though I would say, I feel like probably maybe some pent up energy is just been dispelled through the bike ride. So it's like a calmer ride into work.
That's dope. That's what I was curious about. Whatever, because I'm like I'm not. I didn't think you out there with the whole outfit and the booty shorts and stuff like that. Whatever. So because I looked at it stuff as like, if you're not in or in deep in that world like that,
right?
You're just doing it for like a moderate light exercise. Yet, just kind of a breath of fresh air.
Although I kind of see why they might wear the booty shorts, because it's padded. And it's like, it's been a while since I've been on a bike, and that seat felt kind of hard on the ass, man.
No doubt. No Diddy, no doubt. Yeah. I get it. It. Okay.
But yeah. So I'm trying to do more of that. I've been outside lately, but it's just, a lot of the short trips just on the scooter, and I'm like, okay, yes. The scooter's not really helping that much. Gotcha. I'm either got to put the scooter away and start walking the short walks, and then but like, nah, the bike is cool. Yeah.
Okay. Nah, that's dope.
How about yourself, man?
I met a new friend.
You met a new friend. Okay.
I met a new friend trying to show quick for a table seat for the night sit around. I'm like, yo, chill out, that. Like, we have to take in your application.
Yeah.
Read some things, stuff. There's a process. There's a process, whatever, right? You can't just jump right in. But it was dope because I look at it stuff as where I think I'm at this space and stuff where I've created these boundaries for myself.
Okay.
With like people in general.
Yeah.
So where it's so easy for me to kind of like, I guess, like have a better understanding and take who might be like more than who they say they are.
Right.
Like, because a lot of people and stuff present, I call it the resume format, right? They will always give you, I'm the best of the best and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think it comes to a time where it comes to a person who like knows self. It's like, this is who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Right? And I kind of dig that energy compared to everybody wants to look like, oh, I'm a nice person.
Yeah.
I saved the world.
Yeah.
But then they probably walk past two homeless people, not even look them in the eye. And another person, then
blink.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of dig when people kind of come in like that, whatever, because it's kind of like come as you are on some Nirvana shit.
Right.
Like it's easier to work with a person who's already not seeing himself on a superior level.
Yeah.
More on like a earthly level.
Okay.
Right? So I think that was dope and stuff and everything like that. And yeah, other than that, the week has been blessed, man. Like, yo, learned a lot, seen a lot. I was told I was right a lot.
Okay.
Shout out to Diddy. Not like that, but I told y'all, we got episodes. Go back, man. I told y'all, but we can cook, man. We can cook. All right. So let's give it the polls first.
Okay.
So first poll of the week was saying, are more people choosing to be alone now? What do you think we got?
I would say yes.
Yes is at 83%.
83%.
83% says they're choosing to be alone. I believe, and there's no beef to nobody.
Yeah.
And you are who you are. We spoke about it a little bit before with the whole isolation thing and stuff like that.
Right.
I hope if you are choosing to be alone, you're still mastering your universe. But when they're saying they're choosing to be alone,
yeah,
and they're like, no one's looking out for me. Pick a struggle, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Politely, respectfully, all the above, but you pick a struggle. Because you can't have it both the ways.
Well, it's funny because I think sometime last year we had something similar, and I was on the opposite side saying that we need community and we need a group of people, especially now in this day and age where everything is so expensive. you might be looking to divvy up stuff. But then within the last week or so, I'm like, if you're with a group of people and they're not really divvying it up, you're better off alone because the expense for you is less.
I can agree to that. Because we do preach a lot of community companionship and group type of,
Yeah.
sharing with people
Yeah.
on this platform. But I look at it as stuff as where maybe and I welcome all business. Come, sit, get information. But I look at it stuff as where, for myself personally, I want to still not speak for the alone aspect.
Right.
So to the listeners and stuff out there, we want you to come all and stay and play and stuff whatever. But some of the stuff that you might hear me say might not be up in your alley and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna speak and preach about a good amount of togetherness.
Right.
And fuck, I even feel sorry for even like the Dracula types and stuff that's in the mountain and the lodge by the damn self. But again, if they master the
If they master the universe.
where they're like, yeah, I don't need people or da 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 and everything. And I'm not lonely. I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I kill my I hunt my rabbits. I mind my business day, whatever the fuck of solitude. If they can handle that, good. If they out here on social media like, I wonder what everyone's doing, you ain't really good, man. Pick a struggle.
You gotta pick a struggle.
You gotta pick a struggle.
Man. I think that whole wanting to be by themselves, I think it hit me when we were at the grocery store. And I was like, I'm pushing a grocery store where I'm feeding a house of 4.
Okay.
So the cart is full, right? And I see a dude walk in and he looked like maybe he's just him alone. And he's just got a basket. And he's, even with the basket, it's like not a lot of stuff that he's putting in his basket. Now, granted, he probably may be shopping more frequently, maybe doing grocery shopping more frequently.
Okay.
But it's still, compared to what I'm spending versus what he's probably spending. And I'm like saying, in this day and age when groceries is like, it's at a premium price. People are deciding whether they eating or they sleeping somewhere. It's like, yeah, if you gotta rock solo because it's probably like fits your bill or it fits your pocket, then I can see why people might be moving more solo. Even in a time where, especially in a time where it costs you to go dating.
The dating world ain't cheap.
The dating world is not cheap at all.
I heard like several women and stuff say they don't do coffee dates, right?
Right.
So I look at it stuff as where set guy would have to basically, I guess, go past the coffee date amount.
Yes.
To say, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna do this dinner or agree to this dinner with set woman. And let's say ballpark a meal, maybe 2 alcoholic beverages and stuff, whatever, per person.
Right.
And tip should run you about like $150
easily.
So that's running you $150. And now you're looking at stuff as like, this is one night.
I was about to say, that's just one night. If you got to do that next week, the following week after that, that's you're easily down the whole $600, $700.
I just want, but the dude you were talking about with the grocery basket, I just kind of like, the other part I kind of looked at it stuff is like, what if, we don't know, but what if it was some stuff he just probably forgot from the last big trip?
That as well.
Right?
That as well.
Because I look at it stuff as there's some things and stuff like on my list, I'll look at stuff as like, yo, I forgot. I'm like, fuck. I probably got to go get another day or another time and stuff, but it's not, top up.
Yeah.
So,
that as well.
Yeah, I just want to top up on like big grocery day with the rest of y'all heathens and shit like that. Like, I ain't trying to throw bows and stuff like that. It's
wild, man. It's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, that's the first poll, folks. 83% are more people choosing to be alone now. Next poll of the week was, are amicable divorces rare nowadays? What do you think the answer is?
I want to say the answer is leaning on the yes side.
Yes. You are correct.
Mm.
60% say yes. Divorces are rare. Amicable divorces are rare nowadays. Why? I want your take on it, married man. And then you want me to cook first? I can go first.
All right, go
and then
ahead.
because you're still in a good, strong marriage.
Yeah.
And we support and we help fan the flames for you.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like everybody has an ego.
Mm.
Your ego is not your amigo. I'll start with that as the heading and stuff because I realize and stuff. And is it you put me onto a dude the time when I was getting ready to go through my whole separation, divorce stuff, whatever, right?
Right, right.
Pietro. Right. So when you put me on to him and stuff, whatever, the man and I, we had a conversation on the consultation beat, whatever, and I'll share it with everybody. The man said, you need to find a way
Right.
to either play nice
Mm.
or manipulate your money to stay in your wallet.
Mm.
And I was like, nigga, what? What did you say? And then when he let it be known, he's like, these things can get dirty,
Yeah.
sticky,
Yeah.
vile.
Yeah.
He's like, you might think you're gonna spend this much, and then realize and stuff, whatever, you're now set back so much. Right? He's like, and then he's like, he's been friends with top shotters and these places and all the above and everything like that. And the man told me stuff. He's like, some of them, they're just separated.
Yeah. Because it's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
And if you're dealing with a so bitter person,
right,
they come in with the divorce. If it's amicable enough,
yeah,
you can work your magic.
You can work it.
Right?
You can work it.
And when he said that, I looked at it and stuff there, and then I'm looking at the landscape and stuff where it's so funny now is divorce rates are higher in lesbians than they are in heterosexual couples.
Really?
Men are the problem.
No, we're not.
I said it. I was like, I had to clutch my pearls. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
But looking at that, whatever, I want to say like those stats and stuff, whatever, like it was just crazy because I was like, when the ego is getting the best of you, you have to look at yourself as like, yo, I just want to do what's right.
Yes.
You want to protect your peace.
Right.
And you want to protect kind of your property or what you've earned and stuff, whatever, and everything like that in that process, whatever. Because you were once one, now you guys are two.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it takes a lot to kind of say, you know what? Fuck this bad. Let's get to the real and all of that. I think once that ego aspect is removed,
is out the way.
I think the amicable things and stuff, whatever, I would love for it to be on the commonality.
Right.
But I mean,
yeah. I think, and my take is at one time, you could afford to be amicable. In this day and age, you trying to take what you can get. You know what I mean? Because it's you guys may have built so much together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to start from scratch, especially now, right? So you're trying to leave with at least amount of footing where you can say, okay, you know what? I may be this might be able to tide me over until I can get myself going again.
So okay, let's talk about Izzy, Stylebender.
Right.
And his ex-girlfriend, the one that Dr. Umar said, this is why we don't bunny hop. Right? They weren't married.
No.
They were boyfriend and girlfriend together. And she tried to come for some M's.
Yeah.
She tried to come for some M's through common law thing. And like for him with his money, you know, shout out to his mom dukes and everything like that, whatever, right?
Yeah.
He was kind of safe to kind of protect his money.
Right.
And I was looking like, that's not even a divorce.
It's not even a divorce, man.
And as much as like, you know, like the turn, like, you know, you add little kids and stuff, whatever, in there, whatever, right? It changes the landscape and stuff, whatever, too. Because I think like for me, or like when I saw like Nas and Khalees, like the hell, I was like, hell, how would I hate a person so much for me to get them tattooed on? I remember Khalees was tattooed on his arm, right?
Yeah.
And then like I'm like, shit, they're getting a divorce and stuff for her. Then like she said he did this, that, and the third in her book,
Right.
and all this type of stuff. And then you're hearing that yo, she took him for with one kid, took him for like I think what was it? It was supposed to be $50K a month. I was like, oh my god.
And this is why if I was in that arena, I'd have that same 50 Cent attitude.
What's that?
A bitch can't get $1 out of me. No Cadillac, no perm. You won't see. Listen, man. I think his baby. Well, I mean, his baby moms had to end up doing something different.
Oh, Jane Doe. We didn't know you were fill in the blank. Yeah. But they're rare. They're rare. I wish, like, I think I like them. I mentioned this. There's one lady and stuff. I saw a black lady. She's talking to her husband, apparently on camera. So I was recording their conversation, and she was going in on him. I don't know if you've seen it. Probably went viral like a while ago. I know I seen it sometime last year.
Yeah.
I saw it loop back around on the net sometime. And she's like, yo, well, I don't, it's good that, you were cheating and stuff, and you were doing your thing and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
You want to do your thing. I want to do my thing and stuff, whatever. I will love you. I will be married to you. You need help with this, that, and the third. Cool. But you can do other things and I'll do other things and stuff, whatever. Right?
Right.
And she's like, I don't want you to do the damn thing with me without a condom, because if you out there doing that, I know what you doing.
Don't know. Yeah,
and stuff for that, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, hold on now, like you hear him, and then she's like, no, well, it was okay for you to do these things,
yeah,
and everything. And I was like, if she's dead ass serious, because like I don't know her, but if she is dead ass serious and stuff, whatever, seems amicable.
Seems amicable to me.
There was negotiation.
Yeah.
She stated her thing, and it's gonna be a shocker to you, but you're like, dear man, she never fucked up.
That's
so
it.
now if
you gotta hold that.
You got exactly. You gotta hold that, bro.
You gotta hold that.
So now you gotta hold that and everything. What really is an issue? Don't you want a woman like this? Instead of you prefer to have a woman to say, you know what? I have proof of you cheating and stuff like that. We went to Cheaters. I got the Jody Greco tape.
Yeah.
I'm taking the divorce court to run you. You gonna run me my money.
Take more than half too.
Exactly. So we need more. Like I said, that lady has no ego.
No, none whatsoever.
She removed the ego. She's looking like,
gone.
You know what? Fuck it.
I just want just let's make the playing field level. That's all she's asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's make the playing field level.
Yeah.
Emphasis on playing field.
But yeah, 60% are, amicable divorces are rare nowadays. All right. Let's go. Are you ready? Let's okay. I want to touch on let's talk about July 4th. Let's talk about July 1st and July 4th.
All right.
Do you think most Americans still have that American pride on this year's 4th of July?
I haven't been hearing much about it, and I'm not sure if it's because of the whole first and foremost, condolences to the families that got caught up in the flood
in Texas.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that kind of like dominated, but yeah, I even leading up to it though, I think it's been a lot of turmoil with the whole big beautiful bill dominating that whole American scene, and it working for some, but not the majority of Americans to how I see it.
So that's what I've been noticing and stuff. Let's say, as before, King Donnie T got on the throne seat, right?
Right.
I want to say some people, let's say when Juneteenth came in.
Yeah.
When Juneteenth came in and stuff like that, a lot of people, black people I know and stuff, they're like, yeah, we're not fucking with, we're not saying Independence Day.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
They're like 4th of July.
Yeah.
All right, because independent for like who for who
Who's it for who?
for who, right? And I was like, fair, without a doubt, respect that.
Yeah.
Then you fast forward and stuff to like again, King Donnie T trying to remove, Juneteenth, whatever, right?
Right.
For the peoples and like, the DEI stuff and all the above. That's been one thing where like at least some black people and stuff before said we had Juneteenth before. And now you took away Juneteenth, but then you want us to tap dance in your Sambo show, right?
Yeah.
Not only with that side, you have the choices of Donnie T, right? From the Iran, Israel, tariffs,
Musk.
Stuff that's been happening and stuff,
It's been
whatever, right? This is prior to July 4th and stuff, whatever, right?
Right.
I was just curious and stuff, whatever. Like, would you think like Americans are still feeling that, just can't hide that American pride now, whatever, right? Like if like it was like America, fuck yeah. I don't think it's there, bro.
No, I don't think it's there.
I think it's diminishing, bro.
I think so too, man. I think that fuck yeah is happening to them.
Yo.
And they're feeling it right now, man. It's a situation where people are really wondering what's happening to the country now and what the landscape is going to look like months from now, when like, because they're really just, I mean, they're starting to feel the effects of the tariffs.
Okay.
But I don't think it's really at the point where we know it's going to get to.
So that was the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're absolutely right, right? And this is part of the reason why I think, like, remember we polled the question like buy now or buy later?
Right.
And then people were saying, oh, buy later and everything like that. I was like, that thunderclap from the damn tariffs and stuff ain't really hit like that, whatever, right?
Yeah.
To a smaller level that they can see, like consumer, like and like import wise of grocery, these things are constantly on the move.
Constantly.
Right? But the things that are not constantly like at that pace compared to like food consumption, that's where the thunderclap is gonna kick in and stuff, whatever. So I was like, well, this side too, though, right?
This side
like
too.
this side too. I look at it as like, I think a good portion of Canadian people might feel like they might be exempt,
right?
But they're like, oh, we don't got it as bad as America and stuff. And I'm like, but some of the ally pain is gonna cha-cha slide on this side. So
it's cha-cha sliding, man. I think I'm last week sometime. The Bank of Canada came out and they said, the forecast and the they always want to tell you mild. They always want to put that mild world in front of, listen, man, a recession is a recession. It's a recession is a recession. There's nothing mild about it.
Correct. Yeesh. And then somebody said to me and stuff, whatever. Because they asked me, they're like, oh, you didn't go for the 4th, right? So I was like, not this year. I said I'll go for like, I'll definitely go like for another July 4th.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this one I want to just kind of just maintain myself on this side.
Kinda see what the landscape is.
Yeah, the landscape is different. I saw a lot of like Ohio, other plates and stuff, whatever, on this Canadian side.
Right.
For July 4th.
Right.
So I was like, isn't this interesting? Because I look at them like, yeah, like, with the 4th being on a Friday.
Yeah.
Right? I'm thinking of stuff like, if any case, maybe the 5th. You came over the morning of the 5th. You're like, you have the weekend off or something like that, whatever. But to see vehicles moving around on July 4th in Canada. U.S. plates. Yeah.
I mean, to me, it would make sense though, right? Because we're both going through the recession. It's hitting us here a little bit harder. Our dollar is way weaker. So you probably might have more bang for the buck coming here.
From an American?
From an American side.
Oh, so go ahead and pitch the commercial to the damn camera.
Listen.
Like, what are you waiting for?
Come spend some money with us.
No, I thought you were going to sing the song. There's no place like Ontario. Oh. Yo, so the commercial.
You did a good rendition. I think they got the point.
Okay. Yes, spend your money in Canada. Carabana's right around
it's
the
right
corner.
around the corner, man. It's right around the corner.
You can shake a leg. If you miss Pride, that's okay.
It's okay.
There's always next year. Spend your US dollars on this side. Help boom our economy on this side.
This is all we ask. That's all we ask.
Once again, we are asking for your help with Bernie Sanders' voice. Yeah. Well, all right. I was going to ask you now, with US and their whole thing with ICE going off and all the above and everything like that, we don't have does Canada have an immigration problem similar to America's or no?
I want to say there's a start to it. But it's a little bit different, whereas a lot of the immigrant workers in the US are undocumented. Whereas a good portion of our immigrant workers here are documented.
Like the farm workers and stuff like that.
The farm workers, those who come up on student visas, those who are, maybe even refugee status. I think we accept more refugee status people in Canada than they do in the US.
Definitely, especially now.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what do you think would be the percentage of, like, let's say, undocumented Canadians? Probably be like in a 1-2 percentile?
Nah, I'd probably bump it up a little bit more than that. Probably like maybe around 5%.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a population of 40 million, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's pretty good and stuff, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. And then, so let me ask you this now. Pertaining to Canada Day now, right?
Right.
Pertaining to Canada Day, do you find yourself, let's say, as a young lad, let's say, what's the earliest memory you got of going to Canada Day to go watch fireworks?
I want to say 16, 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're filling up somebody's daughter and stuff under the fireworks?
Yeah, underneath the skies. Underneath the skies.
I love the honesty. This is why we
listen, man. You know what I mean? And we're both for similar ages, so there's no funny business.
The legal age in Canada is 16.
Yeah. And I was 16.
Exactly. Mission complete. I look at it stuff as like, all right, say the 16 time and stuff, whatever, right?
Right.
Are you over like the fireworks and stuff like that and seeing the crowds and the people and stuff, sharing the commonality? Do you still have that Canadian pride, so to speak? Because I know you represent, right? Like from like your 416 hats to like, your Canada this. You represent. Do you still feel that patriotic with all these changes and other different shits that's happened within the past course of recent years?
Yeah, you know what? I'll still rep, the city. I still have love for my city. Not
the country?
Not so much of the people governing it. Okay. And I can't really say like how I feel about other parts of the country, because I'm sure if I was in that area, I would probably find the like-minded people, the people who, the same people who love their city in those places as well. It's hard. It's harder now because we don't see I guess, like the boots on the ground.
What do you mean by that?
We're not there amongst the people, right?
Okay.
So the majority of the people we see will be through social media and on like maybe TV. And it's more of a complaining thing that we get from those people, right? And
the people with the boots on the ground?
No, with the people that we see through social media in it. Like I'm saying, your boots on the ground is like, the world is fucked, but hey, we can still have a beer. Let's go have a beer. And we'll make the best of it, right?
Okay.
And I think we don't see the making of the best of it times on social media. We see more of the woe is me, Canada going to hell in a handcart type situation.
So that's interesting, because I was going to say and stuff is like, would you classify that as like the algorithms to what let's say they're giving you, or let's say the timelines are the things and stuff that you follow. Because if you let's say you follow like a whole bunch of like landscape, sunshine, rainbows, lollipops, like peaceful shit, would you still get the woe is me forced down your throat? Because even if they have a hashtag and stuff of like Canada, hashtag Toronto and stuff like, and they still have a woe is me, would you still get that encoded?
Well, you know what? It might very well be, but I can tell you, I rarely seen a lot of the Canada Day celebration posts just with the regular people that I would say I rock with. You know what I mean?
No,
the majority. Okay.
Okay.
Let me put it this way.
Okay.
All the Canada Day celebration stuff that I seen was on news.
Was on the news?
Was on the news.
That's different.
So it wasn't, and that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like friends of mine posting the firecrackers.
Right, right.
Yeah. I didn't see none of that.
Cause I was about to say, like, and no shade to your generation.
No, yeah.
But I look at it stuff as where, okay, even in worst case scenario, it would be like a kind of like an OG backyard boogie.
Yeah.
To say, like, you know, let's say, what's the OG name? Sandra.
Sandra.
We'll say, in Sandra's backyard, we can all go over there, have some food, catch Bill a vibe.
Yeah.
And you can see the fireworks bust off from the park.
Right, right.
You're not seeing none of these videos and stuff like, we're at Sandra's backyard. Woo, woo, woo.
Nope.
It's straight just news shit.
Nope, I didn't see nothing. And you know what part of the problem might be? Because in certain areas now, because in Brampton, which is a city in Ontario, fireworks are banned.
Legally.
Legally. I mean, they're still shooting it up. And maybe that's partly part and parcel, right? Because if you are doing it illegally, then you're not really looking to post that stuff.
Fair. That's fair. That brings up another point and stuff, whatever, too. And then I guess it depends on the demographic. But yeah, I don't see, like, okay, I'm used to Rib Fest.
Right.
Right? Canada Day time, Rib Fest, Centennial Park, everybody and their granny going and stuff like that. So like two birds with one stone. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I look at it stuff as where, because I'm used to that Canada Day being like that.
Yeah.
Fireworks I'm gonna see.
Right.
I'm gonna see fireworks and stuff, whatever, regardless. Cause I'm like, And if I don't want to leave my domain and my dwelling, I go by a window. I'm sure enough to see in some open landscapes and stuff like that, whatever.
I didn't see any, man.
And that's crazy.
I didn't see any, man.
That's crazy. Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
You think people are still being like Canadian patriotic? Is there a new patriotic kind of feel or vibe and stuff over here? Because like I said, Trudeau, like let's look at it from, let's say, the pandemic.
Right.
To Trudeau stepping down.
Yeah.
We'll say even the trucker convoy, because like those guys, they initiated like the Canada, like with the red and white.
Yeah.
They had their black and white kind of like maple leaf thing going on, whatever, right? So I don't want to say it was fully Canadian. It didn't seem to me as patriotic Canadian. It's like you're going against the Canadian government,
right,
or what it is now. So I'm looking like the separation on top of separation happening within the people and the divide of the Canadian government.
Yeah.
So then now, and let's not even forget, like, you know, like the old reform schools thing going on and stuff, whatever, and the amount of corpses and of the children and people that were found from those times, right?
Right.
There's a lot that's been happening.
A lot that's
to say that you're still going to be patriotic and stuff like. I'm not doubting it. Go be Canadian.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's like to me, and that's what I think that's what I'm trying to make that point where it's almost like it's two separate Canadas, right?
Ooh.
So again, the boots on the ground.
Yeah.
We still have that, you know what I mean? We love our city. We're doing this again. The truckers, they were patriotic to us to a certain degree, because they was like, no, we want back our old Canada, right? Where we had more rights, where we had this, that, and the third. So it wasn't the red and white maple leaf flag. It was the black and white maple leaf flag, but it was still a maple leaf flag. Whereas the government on the other side, and again, you know, just seeing just seeing certain things on the news, it's like, nah, it's like that vibe it's fighting that vibe, that whole patriotic vibe. It's like you don't see it like that.
Mm. That's interesting. What?
What I would like to know is in the US, because flag posting is a big thing in the US. You'll see a lot of houses with the flags up. It's not so much here, like maybe every 200 houses, one out of every 200 houses, you might see a flag here. In the US, you'll see flags like posted on. I'm wondering, it's like, are people starting to remove their flags over there? Like, has it got that bad? Have they removed so much of the American pride that they don't even want to fly their colors?
I would say maybe, let's say, oppositions to what they want.
Mm,
Because I think if you're getting what you want,
right,
why wouldn't you fly your flag?
right, right.
Right? And if you're not getting what you want, why you support those who don't support you?
True.
So yeah, that part. All right, man. I think let me say this. I think the thing and stuff is that for like even Canada and America going through what they're going through on each side,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of division shit going on in other parts in the world. Allies need to find who the fuck their allies is and need to make sure everybody can kind of like pony up and
Right.
help save and muster each other if need be.
If need be.
Right? Because I look at it as there's too many players with power, with powerful weapons. So to divvy up on a smaller scale instead of coming together,
Yeah.
to kind of like, like ant piles, ants are this big, right? But like an ant pile looks kind of like aggressive though, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, the more the merrier. If you see, I don't know what they call a pack of ants, like a bushel, I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know.
But like, I might have to Google it later.
We're gonna get it in the comments.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna see it and stuff, and I'm like, yo, more together is a lot more. It looks more protective than to be like straggled out.
Yeah.
Right. So I think the U.S. people, like the U.S. government, and they need to come together more with their people because it's less government, more people.
Yeah.
And some people are brave enough, some people aren't brave enough and stuff for anarchy, right? Like we know January 6th.
I was about to say, yeah.
We know January 6th. So they're getting what they want. That's why there's not a continuation of January 6th.
Right, right.
And the other side stuff, they're not getting what they want. So they're just shutting the hell up. Just keeping quiet. How did you find the Diddy final charges make you like? How did they make you feel?
Actually, I didn't feel anyway. And
talk about it.
Even though I thought the verdict would have been different, I'm not surprised.
What do you think the verdict would have been?
I thought they would have found him guilty on
charges.
On all charges. I thought they would have found him guilty on all
including
charges.
the RICO?
Including the RICO.
After I gave you, I told you.
But I remember I said the receipts, and I said it's really gonna, and then I said it's really gonna boil down to the jury. Once they started the deliberation, they said the one jury was causing problems. It's like, yeah, nah, they're not gonna land all the charges.
I didn't. From what everything was presented and stuff, I guess like to the world.
Yeah.
I didn't see any RICO. If any cases that, let's say they gave Cassie immunity, they gave Jane Doe immunity, right?
Do we still have to call her Jane Doe now that the trial is over?
We debated last week. We call her Daphne Doe. We call her Daphne Doe.
Daphne Jane.
Daphne Joy. no, Jane Joy.
Jane Joy.
Sutton. But I look at it as where with that aspect, two are being protected, right?
Right.
They have immunity. One isn't. How do you have a one-man RICO?
And that's what I was saying when they were trying to tie in the what's her name? KK? Christina Corum. They were trying to tie her in, and then they were trying to tie in the rest of the staff, right? So the receipts, and that's what I was saying with the receipts, they had her signing off on a few things. They had her voice with a few things. So that if you were a juror and you were like, okay, I can see where this is leading, then you would have voted that way, right? But again, you can never tell what's on a juror's mind, and you can never tell what what they're
People
thinking.
are people.
People are people, right?
People are people.
And that's what I'm saying. When I said that first juror is like, he needs a refresher course on what the judge wants, I said, yeah, nah, they're not going to land on all these charges.
For me, I was shocked, right? I knew, I thought he was going to walk clean.
Okay.
The transportation thing, whatever, I was like, the thing what pissed me off about that, whatever, and I'll say it pissed me off is because it's not like I'm rooting for Diddy like that. I have no horse in the fight.
Yeah.
I have no horse in the fight, but I looked at it stuff, I was like, you know how many influential people with money flew out chicks?
Yeah.
Taking them from state lines and everything like that,
Well,
whatever.
and then well, here's the other thing, right?
Okay.
It's like, if you really think about it, certain things that would have came about from that trial, you don't want it now to be precedent.
Talk about it. What do you mean by that?
Because exactly what you're saying, all these influential people who have been flying people in and out.
Okay.
If this charge sticks, it's a problem for a lot of people.
I did not see this. That's why I saw the stuff for that. I was looking like, I was flown out once.
You were flown out once? She's safe now.
That's how I'm like,
She's safe now. Marv can't come for your ducats.
How do you know this? How do you know this? Actually, you took me past country lines.
She took you past country line? Ah.
And she made me do some things in the hotel room.
Wow. True confessions. I read it
So,
in a magazine.
technically speaking, like, battered man, and this is not a joke.
This is not a joke.
So, my lawyers be calling me for civil.
Lawyer up.
Lawyer up. You better suit up for war. We'll see you. I don't want too much, though. Just pay some bills or two. All right.
Do you think, okay, so now that it's over and we are waiting the sentencing, what do you think you might get for the sentencing? Do you think they might still try to make an example? Especially now that he's the main charges that he's gotten off on?
I'm a little, let's say 30% of me want to say yes.
Okay.
Right? Because again, the example, that statement, and stuff, whatever, right? But I always looked at it stuff is where, and it's just previous history dealing or just knowing of Diddy, is that they don't make examples out of Diddy, or they haven't made examples out of Diddy in the past, right?
But I mean, look at how many years did thing get? What's his name? Weinstein.
I'll say this. With Weinstein, my opinion, I feel that because most of those women were like women with affluence, they were affluential women.
Right.
I feel like they had a lot more gravity and stuff.
Okay.
Right? And there were so many.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's so many and stuff for there. So it's like the list kind of went on, and you have to
Yeah.
With Diddy, you have one that wants to go by Jane Doe.
Right.
Right? Okay. And
you had another that didn't even want to show up. That didn't even show up.
So, I mean, I don't want to say they're apples and oranges.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, they're too far from each other to kind of compare.
Right.
So I think with the examples of, like I said, like, yes, this is considered quote unquote his first offense. And to something like this too. So I'm looking like, do you throw a book at a first offender? And much as like I said, when you're doing like the flying out aspect, or this is what like my man flies me out, or or da or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you really throw books at people and stuff like that? But like I said, it's the thing that his kids know their father's a sexual deviant. That's who I'm feeling it for.
The kids?
The kids.
Yeah.
Yo, my mother, my father, they met. We know how babies are made. That was it. I don't want to know nothing about the acts that they had to do that night. I'm my own retrospective pervert on my own type of level.
Right.
My son don't need to know what happened the time when he was conceived.
Right.
You get me?
Yeah.
So I look at that stuff as like, you now as a child, or you're hearing about your father.
Yeah. Yeah.
To all of this and stuff like that, whatever,
And
right?
at some point tapes are gonna be leaked.
Tapes are gonna be leaked.
Tapes are gonna be
leaked. But that's what I'm saying. Like the lawyer, I look at stuff like his law team or defendant side and stuff, and should look at stuff like, boss, you ran through a family, you dragged through a family and separated him from his kids.
Yeah.
You denied him bail 3 times.
Yeah.
And he even after this, most of the charges, the heinous charges were dropped.
Right.
You still want to deny him. How long are you gonna keep him away from his kids? You want to give him 10 more years to keep him away from his children? If they sell a story like that now, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at stuff, I was like, come on. he's gonna bad boy dance out of there, man.
We'll see.
All right. All right, we'll see. We'll see. But like, I think
when he does come out, what do you think his MO is gonna be?
I can't tell you. I would hope to say he finds a moment and stuff, whatever, to go see Russell Simmons.
Right.
And I think if they open up his flight records and stuff for you to go to and fro and everything like that, whatever, a new haven might be created out there. Because it's just like, you thought what you're doing with this woman in your time and all the above was just all between y'all.
Right.
Like his law team kept saying like, yo, they have to go through his bedroom to get him. Nothing else. They wanted him for the longest, but they have to go through his sexual stuff, like his bedroom and everything like that. And I was like, they're like, fuck it, Doug. You can't be you in America. Fuck it. We're a rich man's club. Be rich. Do whatever you want in Bali. What is it? Well, I don't know what David Carradine died. R.I.P. Was it Thailand? With the whole belt thing in the closet around his neck?
One of those places.
These guys are taking their parties outside America now.
Yeah, yeah. So I think he loves the limelight
too
much. I think he's gonna lean heavily into that whole brother love persona. Say how this has made him a more spiritual person. And I wouldn't be surprised if he takes up a pastoral job and becomes a preacher.
I'll tell you this, and I'll say this now. If Diddy comes out and he's here for, like, say when Diddy gets out, whenever he gets out, right?
Yeah.
When Diddy gets out and he's out for like at least like 3 months plus,
yeah,
because they're gonna let it be publicly known if he's released or not, right?
Right.
Trial too big for this.
Yeah.
Once he is released, even after he does time and all that type of stuff, the moment he dyes his hair, you know he has not changed. If the growth you're saying that he's gonna be all of this type of stuff, he has to take life for what it is now.
Yeah.
He is not Puff Daddy. He is Sean Combs.
Yeah.
He has to be a family man. He has to rebuild like with his core peoples first.
Yeah.
He has to understand that he became a social pariah. That society and stuff might think him he's the lower of the low scums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He has to accept that on his road to redemption. But the minute I see that shit going right back to black, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't. He's gonna be the same.
He's gonna be the same. I think yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll leave it to the die.
We'll leave it to the die. Die don't lie.
Die don't lie. The die don't lie.
Die don't lie.
The die don't lie. I don't die. Look, I have gray. The die don't lie.
I've never died in my life.
Yeah, exactly. Run off the things.
You know, my saying is, I'm never dying to be young.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
Facts. Yeah, man. That's because you got good self-care.
Well, you know,
you got good self-care.
Yeah, I love it.
I had a young Thundercat tell me, oh, I can't believe you're 40 years old. I'm like, thanks. Thanks. They're like, your skin's so thin. I was like, thanks. Self-care.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yo, let me ask you, is self-care selfish?
No.
Why would you say that?
No, you're supposed to take care of yourself.
You are, but I feel like there's a balance.
Do you think there's a balance?
I feel hell yeah, I believe there's a balance because I feel like some people thrive in chaos.
Okay,
work with me.
Yeah,
some people thrive in chaos and stuff like that. You're minding your business and stuff, doing your thing. So say you just cut your grass,
right?
And I thrive in chaos. I'm this chaotic person and stuff, whatever. Right? Your grass looks perfectly cut.
It's well manicured. Manicured lawn.
And I feel like I should lay down in your grass and take a selfie because my mental health is telling me to do so.
Right.
My self-care is fucking selfish. Okay. Some people's self-care is about them. And I think the self-care thing is that there's a balance. See, if you're, let's say you're a struggling mom, a single mom who's kind of busting her ass and all the above, maybe multiple jobs and stuff to and fro.
Okay.
And you have 2 kids, you're doing this, that, and the third, and then now you create the time for that. Yes, there's a balance because if it's top heavy on one side,
right?
Let's say if it's top heavy on the self-care side, it becomes selfish.
Yes, okay, I see.
And then if it doesn't on the other side, it's called burnout, and you need to find a balance.
Right.
So I feel like when there's no balance kind of initiated or set properly, self-care could look selfish, where like somebody be like, I'm not taking no phone calls or no text messages or answering no text messages because it's not good for my mental health.
Right.
We get that. Where's the balance though?
Yeah.
Because we needed an important decision answered at 3:30. You're not answering nobody. What the fuck?
Yeah. That you explain it that way. I see it.
But no, for the most part, for me, I feel like it once you have the balance in place,
right,
you're great. But let me ask, okay, pertaining to self-care, where do you go for quiet? You stated earlier, you're in a family, you're a household of 4.
Yeah.
Right? You work.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go for quiet?
It's not really where I go. It's the times. So like I said again, like I'm an early riser. The majority of the house is still sleeping.
Mm.
So there's a lot of stuff again that I can do or I am doing in solitude.
Right.
And it's not my choice. It's just that the rest of the house.
But you find the time.
Yeah. But the rest of the house is just not up. So I don't really have to go anywhere specific to find it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the time allows me to get it.
So it's more the time than somewhere. That's good. I hope some people and stuff can have that moment and stuff too. But because I heard one lady, she told me and stuff, she's like, she was being selfish and stuff, right? And then she said she heard it from her mom and stuff that like, yo, sometimes you just got to just request it. So her husband, I think at the time she was turning 35 because she's in her 40s now.
Right.
She asked her husband asked her to write for her birthday, like, yo, what do you want for your birthday? Let me know, stuff, whatever, so I can, create some time, stuff, to go get the gift if I have to go somewhere for it and stuff, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then she said, you know what? I want 4 hours in the house by myself.
Huh?
Just 4 hours. And he's like, 4 hours? She's like, yeah, I want to walk around naked. And she looked at me, she's like, Marvin, I want to walk around naked. So I was like, yeah, well, the kids, she's like, no. She's like, when the kids were smaller, as a mom, she didn't really care too much.
Yeah.
And they were like, Mom, your boobs are like down here. Right. She's like, I'm getting body shame from my children.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck. She's like, I can't even shit properly and stuff without seeing a Barbie doll pork underneath like the door and stuff, whatever, right?
Yeah. Constant demand.
Yeah. So she's like, demand. And I was like, oh no, you need a moment. She's like, yeah. I was like, for somebody to ask for their birthday for 4 hours.
For 4 hours.
I was like, boo, that shit is top heavy on the other side. Too much.
Yeah.
You gotta figure something out. You're gonna blow.
You gotta figure it out.
You're gonna blow. You need to recharge your batteries.
Yeah.
You need to do fun shit every now and then and stuff, whatever, to kind of help bring back a little charge.
Man, in the next 2 weeks, it'll just be soldiers in the house. It'll just be me and my son. The wife is going away on vacay, and the daughter's going away on vacay, and she was debating leaving us on our own because she felt like she had to be here I was like, no, you're going on this trip. Like, book the ticket. We'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're not, we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
You need the time. Like, you work hard enough. There's so much going on in your world. You need the time.
Such a good husband.
Yeah, what's up? That's like, why you worried?
Great husband.
Why you worried? We'll figure it out. We'll have to figure it out.
And I think that's the thing and stuff too, where it's kind of like a lot of them, let's say that, and I'm putting on some women.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of them and stuff is kind of like, yo, I got to run this household and shit like that, whatever, right? I got to make sure that, the shit kind of runs decent and stuff because, like, heaven's sake, they won't clean up properly or they won't cook properly and shit like that. So I got to hold it on and stuff. And then like to know for a fact that like your off switch for the house is supposed to be off, but there's still bodies in the house.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, even like if you're a single woman, if she was a single woman with a cat,
yeah,
she's probably like, where am I going to take Whiskers?
Yeah.
Like, I got to make sure this runs well. I got to make sure this is like, fuck all that. Find time to recharge your batteries and don't just wait for a vacation.
Just don't.
But if you're waiting for a vacation and stuff like to recharge your batteries, that's a major problem too.
That is a problem too.
Because I'm like, some people might not be able to muster a trip and stuff for maybe once a year.
Yeah.
So you're only going to recharge those batteries once?
You gotta make the time, man. You gotta make the time. Like I said, I'm grateful that I'm an early riser.
That's a fact.
Like I'm grateful for that because again, the time is allotted to me.
Mm-hmm. Yo, when was the last time you swung on a swing?
Ooh, that's a good one. I want to say the last time I swung on it to swing might have been the last time my kids swung on a swing.
Your youngest or oldest?
Both of them, because I think that's the last time I took them to the park, and they actually and I'm just going from my imagination. They might be swinging on swings without me.
Imagine
they might be swinging on swings without me, but that's the last time I can recollect me actually taking them to the park.
Yeah,
and then show them how to swing, and then just be swinging on the swing. So I got to say more than 10 years, probably. Maybe even more than 15.
I was going to say stuff like, I ran on a swing. I saw a swing and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit. And they had, they didn't have sand. I think most of the time when they have the sand by and stuff, whatever.
Right.
I'm kind of standoffish a little bit, whatever, because I'm like, I want to sand all of my kicks or something like that, whatever.
Yeah.
But I saw like the little, like the soft little wooden chunk pieces and shit like that, whatever.
Right.
So I'm like, I just ran and just got on it and just started swinging, right? And I was like, I have a thick ass beard. I might look like a pedophile waiting for some children to come here.
Yeah. That's definitely.
I need to get off the swing.
Definitely what you look like.
And I was like, yo, men can't swing no more. We can't.
We can't. You better have a tree in your backyard. You can throw some rope and a spare tire too.
Yo. Okay, what do you do? What do you do to me? Yo, that's fucked up, man. I want to swing. Not swing like swingers. Leave that to Diddy and them. But where do you go to recharge your batteries? What do you do to recharge your batteries? Your social battery.
My social battery?
Yeah.
For a while, I used to go down to the park by my old parents' house. Just the Flats Eglinton is a place called the street's named Eglinton, and it intersects.
That's what the OGs vibe.
Yeah,
that's what they vibe. Like most of the people I know from your friend group.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
And that's where they vibe, and that's
what they do.
And you know what? And I think that's dope. I think
I dig it. No, I
Yeah.
fucks with it.
I think that's dope, man, because at the end of the day, they found a way to make a social gathering, and the social gathering is not in a bar, it's not at a club, it's, you know what I mean? They're at a park. Some of them are playing soccer.
That's the part I dig because, like, yeah,
Yeah.
you might have just a recreational chill aspect. You might have the activity aspect and stuff like that, whatever. Some of them might go for a little 1-2 walk.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I dig it because, like, I didn't really understand it looking at it so much from a younger perspective. But the older I get,
Right.
I look at it stuff as like, it still shows community.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I dig it. I think for me, a walk, just going for a walk with some tunes,
Yeah.
that refuels my batteries. It just recharges my batteries and stuff like that so much. And I think even onto the days and stuff where, let's say, if I am recording or I'm not recording,
Right.
let's say if I went for a walk and I don't have, let's say, like regular 9 to 5 work to do,
Okay.
I use that extra energy to like, or that refilled in my battery pack
Right. Right.
to do research.
Okay.
And then I think like on the days if I am recording and stuff and I do all of that and stuff and then come through to record and everything like that,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm overcharged. Like it's like, you know, like when you get the gas tank, you drive around and
Right.
it still ain't dropping stuff and everything. Like,
Right.
I went so many places, still didn't drop from the F.
Yeah.
That.
Nice.
That's the feeling and stuff like that. For me, I found a way to recharge my battery and stuff. And I feel like I hope a good portion of people find whatever it is, whatever. Because for you being a musical person that you are, I would have thought that probably like even you creating beats. Cause I remember one time we had a conversation, you're like, in 1 week you can make so many damn beats. I was
Yeah.
like, but damn.
Yeah.
That's dope. I'm looking like maybe that's how you charge your energy and stuff like, cause I look at it stuff as where, how often do you say you would go to Eglinton Flats?
And that's what I'm saying. It was like it's like within the last year or so, it was more of a thing. Moving further west, it became less of a thing.
Mm.
But yeah, you know, it's one of those things where, again, I have the me time in the mornings. This new bike hobby that, and like, maybe I might do it enough that I get inducted into one of the little bike clubs that I see riding up.
You
and down.
need the shorts. You need the
I need
shorts
the
tight
shorts.
enough to show you
I
the
need
bulge.
I need the yeah. I might need to
you
invest
gotta,
in some of those.
You gotta
man.
invest in one of those and
Then
stuff.
they'll look at me different. I'm like, he's one of us.
Yeah,
yeah.
The shots.
Yeah.
The shirt. The shades and the helmet.
Yeah.
Because you know the helmet's just like aerodynamic and shit
man.
like that.
Bro,
you need one
they're in
thing.
it. Yeah, they're in it. I see it's like a posse of them.
Yo, my posse's on Broadway. Yo, I see them. I was like, yo, yesterday was Saturday, right?
Right.
I'm like, let me spin the cut and stuff, whatever, to like the grocery store and everything and stuff, right? I look and I see him just coming out. It's probably get like 12 deep, whatever. Like,
deep.
My posse's on Broadway. I was like, and they got more rights than drivers. But
More
these
rights than
fuckers
drivers.
don't pay insurance.
None whatsoever.
None of y'all bikers pay insurance.
None
But y'all
whatsoever.
on these roads.
Living it up.
Yo, they gonna come for you.
The other day, my wife was pissed the other day because they ride in clusters. They're supposed to be in single file to fit in their damn bike lane.
So that's what I thought. I'm like, I thought everybody's supposed to fit in the bike lane.
Yeah.
And treat it like the Tour de France.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, right. And they want to just occupy the whole damn street. Now you got to move.
Yeah.
You
got to
this lane.
slide over.
If you got one of those digital cars and go beep 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 beep, I'm like, yo, it's them, Doc. It's them. And then the car want to slow down because it's like moving person. I'm like, it's them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to stay in day lane.
Mm-hmm.
People, they mess with my dad. Yo.
I won't be one of you when I join the crew.
No. Oh, do you have any goals for growing older?
Just vacation more.
Where to?
Just like different parts of the world.
Like, give me a place.
I definitely want to do like Africa's definitely on my bucket list.
On the whole like a good portion of the
A
continent?
good portion of the continent.
I'm about to say that's a lot of countries. Like, yo, I'm like,
yeah, but it's
don't wait too late to
no,
travel that.
no.
Because I was like,
definitely Europe. I want to try and do the circuit, which is much easier because if I drive from here in Milton to another place in Scarborough on the other side of Ontario, that's probably like maybe 4 or 5 different countries in Europe that I passed through.
you know, I really want to go. Like, and I thought about it and stuff, whatever. I'm not charged to go to Dubai.
Okay.
Because of like the rules and regulations and all that type of stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind China's rules and regulations to see what this place looks like and stuff now.
Right.
With their EV, like innovation.
Yeah.
With the AI, the robots, and all that type of stuff, whatever. I want to know what China looks like and stuff now because from seeing it online, I feel like it's not giving you enough justice.
No.
And then, like, you know, with the fact that, yo, the WeChat thing still blows my mind. I went to a a lie. I went to a mall.
Talk about it.
And when I was in the mall, I was in an Apple store.
Right.
And I went to go buy something else for me and shit that was nowhere near the range and stuff, whatever. And there was a Chinese couple, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And they were spending like dollars. Like their bill stuff I heard was like about, at the end of stuff, it was like almost 21 racks.
Okay.
Right? I heard like 20,000, da 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 da. She's like, WeChat. She's like, yeah. Cling, cling. All right, have a nice day. Here's your receipt. I was like, huh?
So my coworker just came back from China.
Okay.
Right? She said she couldn't go anywhere without her phone. Said majority, and she goes, and that's and let me not say everywhere, like within like the major metropolitan city areas, like out in the countryside, it's still dollar dominant, but within the cities, nah.
That's yeah.
Nah. And if you forget your phone, biometric.
I'll keep my phone on me. I felt like I got touched by the ghost of Sarah Connor. Like,
don't do it.
Don't. And then I just see Sarah Connor in flames, like Terminator 2. After the blast. Yeah. No, don't forget your phone.
Don't forget your phone.
Biometric. Shit. That's why I said, like, for a place with all those rules, like, no, North Korea doesn't fancy me. No, no space, shape, or form. But I'm like, for a place for like the rules and stuff might be a little bit different and more stricter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind to see what that looks like and stuff, whatever, like in the future.
Well, I mean, you still got to make your way back to Japan.
Oh yeah, most definitely and stuff, whatever that. But like, that's not like there's other places in the world.
Yeah.
I definitely like, I get cussed out for the Jamaica thing. The fact that the family's Jamaican and I don't go to Jamaica that often and stuff, whatever. Right? But I'm like, there's other places. But I was like, and then you have the frequent flyers that's the only place they fucking go.
Only place they go.
I'm like, all right, whatevs. But
I'm like, God, no, there's I'm like, there's other places in the Caribbean.
Yo, could you be too old to be a princess, or prince?
Nah, man, look how long Charles was prince for.
Because I look at it stuff as like even if we're looking at like even in the scope of like self-care and stuff, right?
Yeah.
What if like what makes you happy and stuff is to have an ice cream after a meal, right? But some people and stuff, their digestive system and stuff might not participate with them and stuff, whatever, because like times have changed, right? Like I know people and stuff.
I was thinking about the whole Tums, the Tums situation.
I ain't scared. I am folded and marvelous, not fabulous and marvelous, and I will own that shit, whatever. Y'all need to shoot me an ad, okay? Yo, run the check. I got a Tums commercial waiting for y'all.
We Tums age now. We Tums age.
Yeah, because I look at it stuff as where like, yo, your body might not participate in something. That's what I was saying about the travel and stuff, whatever. Right. You might have the dexterity now.
Yeah.
And then now you're trying to go these other parts of like, you know, like Africa when you're ready to go. You're looking like, fuck, I wasted all this money to pop pills in a hotel room. because my back is killing me.
You gotta walk through the desert. Yo, give me a couple camels, please.
So could you be? I guess you could be too old to be a.
Yeah, I
not
guess
Charles. You said still not Charles.
Still not Charles.
Prince William's working his way.
He's working his way.
He's
Y'all better
working-
not hope Charles eating the food his mama ate, because he's gonna be terrible for y'all.
Oh Lord.
Waiting next in line.
Oh no. Yeah, right, man. My last question for the self-help thing. What do you do when you're ready to treat yourself? How do you treat yourself? Like I was saying with the whole ice cream thing and stuff like that. What do you do when you're treating yourself? Do you buy yourself like new clothes? Because those are things, an aspect of like recharging your battery and stuff as well too. Like, do you buy an outfit? Do you, treat yourself to a gift? Do you get, more, I want to say gizmos and gadgets and stuff like that? Because I haven't seen you and stuff in a minute, like talk about flying your drone.
Yeah, no. Well, partly because I have to go renew my license.
Okay.
So that's one of the things. And then with flying the drones, you have to be within specific areas. So now that I've moved, I haven't kind of figured out what's still a fly zone from what's not a fly zone in this particular area.
Okay.
Once I figure that out and renew my license, I'll be back up in the skies.
So you're not treating yourself with the drone flights and stuff. So what are you treating yourself with? What's your treat?
My treat is, again, going out more, like every now and then, wife and I will go out to dinner.
Okay.
As opposed to staying in and making
dinner. No Korean barbecue, right?
No Korean barbecue.
No, don't cook your food.
That was the one experience.
Yeah, don't let them cook your
one time
you
experience.
cook your food.
Yeah.
You're going out to relax.
I want to work.
Yes. You did that earlier that day.
I did that earlier that day. Again, going out to the bike riding has now become a thing for me. Treating myself to like new clothes and stuff like that.
No,
not so much. Not so much, but I do get an enjoyment out of that.
Oh, so the little retail therapy will be kind of good. Okay.
I do get a little joy out of that.
Because I look at stuff as like, with the self-care thing, like it's kind of like Emperor's New Clothes.
Right.
Yeah. So I look at it stuff as where some people, they just feel better that they're in like a brand new outfit or a brand new shirt. And it's like, you gotta see me in this shirt.
Well, I'll tell you what, because I told you about the Jordans that I bought. I bought them and I was like, man, I can't wait to wear these. Every now and then, open up the closet, take a look at them. Close back the closet. Saturday's coming. Yo.
They gotta see me
that day Saturday. That day Saturday, I went out and I bought socks.
The same day.
The same day. I went out and bought socks for them Jordans.
brand new. I'm not mad at that. And then that's what I'm saying. These are things and stuff that most people tend to overlook as self-care aspects and stuff, whatever, too, because think about the feeling it gave you and stuff like that, whatever, the vibe.
Oh, man, I was out and about. It was like, I love your kids. I'm like, these old things? They're only like 2 weeks old. These old things?
Good for you. I love that for you, man.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. All right, man. Let's get shaking.
All right.
Question of the week. And before I start this question of the week, I'm going to say, fuck you, Smooth. All right. Question of the week. Would you pay for a millionaire's dinner bill?
Yes.
Once again, fuck you, Smooth. Why would you pay for...
I'm paying for it with the...
Why would you pay for Donald Trump's dinner bill? Donald Trump might drink the finest of fine wines.
Yeah.
He might eat the best of the best type of meat.
Right.
And therefore, the bill might even range up to be like, let's say, $400 at a proper restaurant.
Okay.
For just President Trump.
So
why are you paying for it?
I'm paying for it because I'm convincing him to have the Podical sons at the next
inauguration.
at the next inauguration.
No.
And to be seen as entertaining as we are, for other people to invite us to their functions.
And are you hiring the paparazzi for
I'm
this?
hiring the paparazzi too, man.
Yo,
Come on, man.
tell the people the story.
Yeah, I gotta hire the paparazzi because the Podical Sons page is gonna be flooded with the politicians who are also there, trying to ask us, well, who are you again? Well, we're the Sons. We're the newest entertainment. You invite us to anything that you
Like
got.
Donald Trump was seen at dinner with two black guys. One stated they were Podical Sons at Podical Sons, and then they
the at Podical Sons.
And then they started searching like, oh, okay. Are you guys new political pundits?
We can be.
Tune in next week on the Political Sons. If the check is right for the Political Sons.
But yo, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I sent you this post on IG with because Drake just dropped his whole new thing. I can't remember the name of the single, but he had this persona where he's the Iceman. So he's been driving around.
Oh, he was driving around downtown.
With
the ice truck.
Yeah. That one post or that one thing that he did, the Iceman, the actual company itself, got over 200 orders.
That's the power of star power right there.
That's star power right there.
Ain't no power like star power.
And they didn't even pay him. He was just like, I need this for my video. I need this to do what I'm doing. It's like, well, hell yeah.
He didn't pay. Because he's Drake.
I'm assuming he didn't pay. Or I'm assuming, no, sorry. They didn't pay him. Sorry, is what I meant to say.
They didn't pay Drake?
Right. So you know to do what
it's
because
they're
saying pay to do yeah.
But if he paid to use the truck, then that's quite all right.
That's quite all right.
Yeah, you're supporting the business.
That's quite all right.
Here's my thing. This is why I wouldn't pay for a millionaire's dinner bill. And I look at it stuff as but kind of like the obvious. You have the fucking money. You're doing a lot better than me. Hear me. And I say this and stuff, whatever, in a respectful way and everything. And I don't want my millionaire people to look at me like, well, damn, Marv, I thought we were homies and everything like that.
Right.
No, we good.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at stuff as that, like, from the ones I've already shook hands with and stuff, whatever. It's a back and forth love. You pay, I pay, because this is how we operate, whatever, right? But my first time having dinner with whoever the hell,
right?
I'm gonna look at like, yo, Nelly, like, yo, if it's let's say Nelly Furtado,
okay,
keep it Canadian,
okay,
oh Canada,
okay,
Nelly Furtado and I stuff, whatever. I go in a restaurant, I see, oh, you're Nelly Furtado, oh, you know, you're more Podical Son. Sit, have a sit.
Right.
I sit down.
Yeah.
When I sit down now, she invited me. Remember?
Yeah.
Told me to sit.
Yeah.
So now when Bill comes and stuff, whatever, she pulls one of these things. It was a pleasure chatting to you. Come back, bird. I don't know where you going. Your receipt is right here. Show in.
No, I think if she invites you, I think she's gonna fit the bill. I think she's gonna fit the bill.
Other than that, I'm gonna be fanned out real quick. Be like, hey, Nelly, love your shit. Keep doing what you're doing, whatever. Can't wait to hear some of your new stuff. Right. All right, bye-bye. Sit. No, you fit in the bill.
What if the shoe was on the other foot?
I'm the millionaire?
You're the millionaire. Would you get tired of people expecting you to fit the bill?
I would look at stuff as, so hear me.
Yeah.
If I'm this millionaire, shortly, if I'm this millionaire now,
they lining up for you, Mark. They're ready to invest. They want to get you to that point.
Yo, I look at stuff as like, yo, you want to pay me for whatever the hell, or you want to do business and stuff like that with me and everything and stuff, right?
Right.
Let's treat this dinner as a business dinner and stuff, whatever, for you getting me to this point.
Right.
Whatever, right? Now, I look at it stuff as where if you're a homie or friend of a friend or da-da-da,
yeah,
and you know, I got it, whatever, and everything like that, don't always expect it.
Right.
like I said, it's a back and forth with me and my people who already have cake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at it as like, yo, it's not always like I'm gonna go over their house and stuff for their respect to drink off their shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring kind of like more of a pricier little bottle because you might drink this shit now in your caliber in your world, and I guess everybody just expect you to always have it.
Right.
No,
right.
we can drink some of the shit I brought, so it's not always on you, or I can pay for some food every now and then and stuff, whatever. Act like you care.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at me like just the money pit, which I don't look at my friends who have it like that, whatever, that's the treatment I'm expecting.
Okay.
You give what you get.
Yeah.
So I'll still fit the bill. I'll feed y'all when I want to.
That half of the sons is gonna feed you.
I gotta fuck with you to feed them. So feed you. So yeah, I'll feed you. So
Feed
yeah.
me and I'll give you my wisdom.
We pay you. We pay you for it. Wow. We're here, folks.
We're here.
Punk ass, smooth ass spoken. All right, let's get to the Ask the Sons, man.
Ask the Sons.
First Ask the Sons comes from QueenKira. What's a poor person's life hack you still use even though you're no longer broke?
Getting other people to pay for my dinner.
Checkmate. Don't it feel good though?
It does feel good.
Like, even if it's just a simple thing, like, don't worry, I got this. I'm like, oh, good for you. Good for us. I like us.
I'll get you next time.
I get you next time. I think for me, yo, I still squeeze every ounce of the damn toothpaste out of the tube.
Yeah, yeah.
And I look at it some as why I'll be like, yo, you know, geez, you know, for to make sure the smile's good. But I'm looking like, nah, fucker. I still feel like
yeah.
somebody squeezed from the middle on me.
Yeah.
Let me just roll everything out. And I'm like, I'm not broke, but
I'm gonna take all my leftovers.
Oh, from like a restaurant or something
Yeah.
like that? Is that broke energy? I don't know. I'm asking.
I see some people leave like a whole meal on a plate and say, I'm okay, I'm full. I'm like,
Get me a doggy bag.
So, yo, that could eat later on.
Get me a doggy bag. Yo, broke energy. Next. Next question comes from Hawkeye-Drunk. What product doesn't work at all, but people keep believing it does and they still keep buying it? Flat tummy teas. Flat tummy teas.
Flat tummy teas.
Yo, I drink a lot of green tea, right?
Yeah.
So I drink a lot of green tea and ginger tea and stuff like that. Whatever. If I'm getting those things together in the stores, and I can my health food stores and everything,
right
there. Flat tummy tea. I'm like, just say laxative. You're gonna shit till your stomach is flat. Just say laxative.
What are compression socks good for?
So some people have that kind of like, I want to say tenuous kind of pain.
Yeah.
Up in the calf area and stuff, whatever, too.
Yeah.
And they're like, remember, most of these loose ass socks and stuff, whatever, they kind of cut off blood flow. So compression socks and stuff, whatever, kind of just keeps it kind of sturdy in specific spots.
Right.
To kind of let everything still flow and go well.
Yeah, because I think I bought a pair by accident.
How's your blood flow? Should be still.
That shit felt like my legs were like being
cut off.
Yeah.
Some people and stuff, they need that little additive.
Right.
Because it's kind of like, you ever see people with, I'm gonna say not only people with gout, but like edema and everything and stuff, whatever, fluid retention. So like being upright in that position stuff kind of fucks with somebody and stuff, whatever too. So at least if you're blocking off some of the flow, they still have more usage and stuff for
Got it.
Before they say, oh, my dogs are barking.
Got it.
All right. Last one comes from Subaka92. What's something you once thought was sexy until you actually tried it? What is something you thought was sexy, but until you actually tried it? Sex in the shower. Oh.
Yeah.
Wonder Twins powers activate. It's so deadly.
Anything aquatic, like even in the sex in the pool, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Another one's for me. Stuff is Mile High Club. Like, and the reason why for me, I look at it stuff is where maybe I might need like a flight on a private jet.
Right.
Where we're like, yo, you guys shut the fuck up in there, just fly these plane.
Yeah.
And then let me have some romp around room.
Yeah.
I don't find the appeal of like a washroom on an airplane where everything smells chemically up.
Yeah.
And it smells like it could be an R. Kelly movie shoot.
Yeah.
All at once for me to be like, yo, pull that thong to the side. Like, I don't know if I can get jig.
Yeah.
So I feel like I
the
need more
constricted space.
Yeah, the constricted spaces might be a problem for me or whatever. Maybe my sex theatrics have. I need more space.
Need more room.
I need more real estate. I want a proper leg up or something like that. Feel like Uncle Luke is like, don't stop, get it. Like yo, like you're in the shower, like get it,
Yeah.
get it.
It's tight corners, man.
Yeah. That's it, man. All right, we are here at the end, man.
We are here.
I'm so glad you were on agreement to that fucking section of shower. That's stupid shit.
Nah.
Yo. All right.
I'm cool. I'll wait till you get out.
So I'm gonna talk the sun. So say the Suns this week. So say the Suns this week is pretty much basic as hell. So say the Suns this week says control yourself, not others.
So says the Suns.
Let's not be manipulative with our behaviors to people. I know what I said and stuff a little earlier and stuff, but I mean, some people think the least of lawyers, but the words of advice was still good.
Right.
But there's only so much you can do to try to control a person when you have more control over your damn self.
Yeah.
You may not be able to dictate the exact words I'm saying, but you might be able to mold and, hopefully mold me to the way you want me to move and act. But you have all governance of yourself.
Yep.
And to the ones who don't, like if it's on health issues, I get it, but make the best of your situation. So control yourself, not others.
Amen.
So say the Suns. We are here at the end.
All right.
We appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, all the above.
All of the above.
Yes. I'm enjoying this summertime fine. I got the shorts on. Got the hoochie daddy shorts on.
Not the bike shorts.
Don't stop. Get it. Once again, folks, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Always remember, the difference between genius and stupidity, that genius has
its limits.
Stupidity don't. Get it.
Peace and love.
Peace and love, y'all. I'll be great.
The Podical Sons with Not Your Average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.